How are we?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. Looks like it's just you and me at the moment, but it's a bit early.
How'd you go last week? Sorry, I couldn't make it.
Yeah, no, it was good. We had I think it was 6 people in last week.
Good.
So that was good. We've got 12 registered for today. It's going to be interesting to see who turns up, because registrations don't necessarily mean joining in. So
yeah. No, that's going to be my problem too, in that. So firstly, I have yoga at 12:30, which is, sorry, I'm just getting organised because this is my lunch hour, which I've just sought permission to have 2 hours of lunch so that I can attend this and yoga. But
yeah, I suppose, I mean, that's one of the reasons I actually picked 12 hour time was because of that, because some business don't want to interrupt. Like, hang on, we got somebody else just coming in. So Gail is coming. So just Jill just coming in.
That's better.
Hi, Jillian.
Good morning, Fred. How are you?
Good. Just waiting on a few more to come in, hopefully. I was just saying to Ros, we've had 12 register, but who knows? So we'll see what happens.
Yes. So I was saying that because I'm actually working today, I'm racing from doing my work and going, okay, it's 12 o'clock, madly get onto this. And then, so I'm still getting organised. My apologies for being bit not being settled and calm. Like Gillian looks very calm and ready to go.
I don't know what it is. It's probably because I just made myself a coffee. Because it's 9 o'clock here. I'm over in Western Australia, so it's 9 o'clock here for me. So I've managed to have my breakfast all calmly and everything, but I've been doing work. I've been doing work as well and sorting out problems. It's like people seem to just before I'm about to come onto a call, people seem to just suddenly have to message me.
Yeah, that's right.
And then when I'm sitting there going, oh, look, I can just message and chat. It's like crickets.
I'm just texting a few people, see if we can get them in, so we can see. Otherwise, it's going to be a nice basic conversation between the three of us.
That's fine by me. I find that it's whatever you get, there's some value to be added.
Julie is joining us. Sounds good.
So just excuse me while I go and get my cup up.
That's okay. Hi, Julie. Welcome to the call. Just waiting to see who else comes in. Yeah. I was explaining to Jill that we've had 12 people register, but who knows? We'll see. It might be a small group, or it could be a group of 12. We'll find out.
Well, even last week it was a small group like this, wasn't it? Like for the first one, but I got so much out of that last time.
And I think that's one of the benefits. Like if and when, not if, but I got to stop using that word. But when we grow to a reasonable sized group, I'll probably end up splitting the call. So we'll have maybe 2 or 3 different calls at different times.
Yeah. I actually joined a group in the US. I don't know if you know Mary Allison Wu.
No, I don't.
So she's one of Vanessa's group members. She's a bit of a Facebook geek, and also LinkedIn. So that's her area, similar to mine, but way more advanced than what I do. And she runs. It's like a BNI groups, where you meet, and then with COVID they took it online. And her chapter was last week. She had 33 members on it. So what they start with is like a theme for the day. So might have been what are your business plans for 2022 or something. And then so we all went into small little breakout rooms of about 6 of us for 10 minutes. We did that, and then we got on. It was very, very structured. Then we went on to business, and then someone talked about how to plan for your year ahead or whatever it was and stuff. It was really good because you got to meet a few people kind of like a bit more individually than just being all sitting in a group there and someone maybe putting something in the chat or saying a few sentences. So yeah, and we did do the usual go around and meet. If 33 people were sort of saying what they do, but we were kept to a minute, I think it was, or something like that, or 2 minutes or something. I can't remember what it was. But yeah, it was well run, and I got a lot out of that as well. So yeah.
That's a really good idea, Gillian, to have
Yeah,
breakout rooms where you're speaking to a smaller group, which is more like if you go out to an in-person event, pre-COVID, you would do that. You would be at a big group, you'd have a general chit chat, and then you'd break off into your own groups. That just tends to happen organically. Yeah. So that's replicating real life.
What I like and what I like about the online breakout rooms is the facilitator of the meetup can actually change who goes into what room each time you meet up. So because I know with those, the ones where you used to go to pre-COVID, you break out into groups, but you kind of like, I know for me, I tended to stay with the same groups, unless someone invited me to come and join their group, sort of thing. So this way, you get over that awkwardness, and it's just like you're in with these guys and make the most of it, you know.
Yeah, that's a bit like does Happy Neighborhood Project operate in a similar fashion? Like they have breakout rooms. The only thing that I think they lose a lot of time in that group because they do a lot of talking about the actual Happy Neighborhood Project for about half the meeting, you know, and then they've got the, 12-minute breakout rooms, but, they probably spend half an hour talking about the group itself. So I think it's probably using a lot of people's time up where they could be helping the networking grow a bit better.
Yes,
but it's still a great group. I mean, I enjoy it. I don't know who here has looked at that Happy Neighborhood Project.
I have once. It's not for me.
Yeah.
What is? I don't even know what it is, Fred. I'm assuming
it's another networking group, right? And it meets all, like they've got various chapters, a bit like BNI, but they've got various online chapters that meet all over the world. So, and there's they're growing heaps and bounds. And they're opening, new chapters. I think there's 3 now in Australia, 3 different times that they meet here in Australia. I'm in a couple of them. Some of them work out. There's a couple at 7 a.m. our time, which would be very early for you. But then there's one. I think there was one yesterday around this time. So it again, it's the same. It depends on who you relate to and in what people you meet.
Mind you, there's also an argument the other way that if you spend enough time in any group, you'll grow to relate to them.
Yeah.
So for me, the factors are the time it suits me, what I'm invested in, and whether I think that there's going to be other benefits in. So for me and my business. So at the moment I'm reconsidering, but a lot of it's face to face at the moment. So being with Canberra communities is better than international ones at this stage, but also this group, there's a bit of a focus from what you've said to me on your digital platforms. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm focusing about marketing. Right, that's my background. That's what I do, and I do digital marketing and run a digital agency. Exactly. And it's always been about helping people get their message out and growing their business. And that's why I decided to start this and it will have a marketing focus in the idea of building your network, making your connections with people in the group, but also having hints and tips and videos and whatever about how to get your marketing out there. And there was, things people want to do. Like, I think it was actually you, Jill, that asked about when we spoke about optimizing your Facebook page, right? And we spoke about that because Facebook, a lot of people are using that to attract business at the moment. And there's a lot of things they're not doing right. And one of them is optimizing your Facebook page, which is free. And it's, call to actions, engagement, all the rest of it. So what I did last week after a chat with Jill, I actually created a video showing people how to exactly do exactly that. Not just how, not just, and that's my game plan is it's not just a what to do, which a lot of people do. They tell you what you need to do, but then you have to pay to find out how to do it.
Yeah.
Right. And that's not my game plan. My game plan is to show you tell you what you need to do, but also show you physically how to do it. And I'll do that through videos or even a PDF or whatever it might be.
Yeah. And that was really useful, Fred. And I still haven't changed my URL on my Facebook profile or reset up my business page. Facebook locked my profile at the end of last year, and I just can't get it back. So I just did, okay, I'll start again. So it's been quite an exercise, and all that came from was forgetting my password and trying to log in on a new device. And they just saw, which I suppose,
yeah, of course,
really looking at it, it's like, well, that made me feel like, oh, so it's not really as easy as I thought for someone to hack your Facebook profile, because especially if you've got those security checks in, so on your profile that you can do. But yeah, so it kind of made me feel a little bit more secure.
They canceled one of my not my profile, but my ad accounts years ago on one profile, and that's why I've got two now, because they actually, I was naive at the time, and I put out an ad for an affiliate product, and it's against their terms of service. You can't put an ad out and promoting an affiliate product. And this has gone back 3 or 4 years. And every 6 months I'll go and I'll say, can you review that, please? No. They won't even review it. And one mistake about 4 or 5 years ago, and I can't get that ad account back. So I, like you, I had to create another profile, set up another ad account. And I'm still running business through them. And you go, guys, why don't you just fix the problem, you know?
Yeah, I think the problem is they've got bots, and so someone's telling me as well, and now with the COVID, you got different people working from home. So when you submit something, rather than it going, there's a number of for your like a case number, it just goes to someone else differently. And of course, when you do get, your Facebook's been locked out, do this, but there's nowhere where you can add, look, this is the 5th time I've done this, or this is what's happened. There's nowhere where you can explain what's gone on.
And they've even added one function now where it says unable to review, like, or words to that effect. So you can't even get it, like the issue reviewed or looked at as well. Anyway, I think we'll start, although we have started probably, but just one of the things I'd like to do, let's introduce ourselves to each other first. And then what the question I'd like to ask is, because you actually mentioned it earlier, Roz, that you look at networking groups in a particular fashion of what you want to get out of them. And that will help me considerably if I can find out what people want to get out of the group, because that's what I'll end up delivering. So if I can ask everybody first to introduce yourself, and then we'll come back and see if we can ask that question for each one of, what do you want to get out of a network group? What would benefit you the most? And just pick one thing, not a list of things, but next week, if you come on the meeting, what would you like to have in the meeting that would benefit you the most? Okay. So Roz, would you like to go first?
Yep, sure. So I'm Roz Lockley. Do you want me to say I'm a communication coach from Communities, all of that sort of stuff?
From Missy's class?
Yes, yes.
You could do it any way you like, whatever you're comfortable with. No restrictions.
So I have, I'm a little startup, and I help people who are experiencing conflict in their relationships to be able to communicate better with each other. I won't go into what I offer. I'll put that in the chat later on. So yeah, and because I'm a startup, I'm still working in my paid job, so I haven't actually made that leap into my business, which is why it's so important that everything I do is measured, because I just don't have the time to go to a whole heap of networking. So Yeah, really important. Hi,
I
Paul.
appreciate it. Gillian, hi, Paul.
Hi.
Welcome.
Me?
Yep.
I take the stress out of running your Facebook groups and VA teams. So sort of in a nutshell, I manage all the admin side of Facebook groups, and then I look after the VA teams, making sure that they're getting their work back to you on time and checking their work before it gets sent back to you so we can edit it. So basically all you need to do is approve it or make any edits, ask for any edits that you really want. So, and yeah, and sort of HR, customer service. So there's it involves a lot of little things as well. So even personal assistant to my clients, and I also support coach some of my clients for their programs that they run.
Lots of work there, lots of benefits.
Yeah, I love it because I'm a trained coach, and it just keeps my hand in the coaching, and I just love watching my clients. You know, they come in when they're with their programs and the new and just watching everyone grow. It's just, and being part of it, it's just fabulous.
Julie, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, Fred, I know you from Clubhouse. We used to hang out in some of the same rooms, so it's good to be here. And I know Jill very well. So I'm in northern New South Wales, and I am an artisan botanical perfumer, and I have a 28-year background in clinical aromatherapy. But I mostly work with the perfume for the mind, moods, and emotions. And with that, I have a Rich Witch Academy where we work with the magical arts. And what I really work with women is about rising unapologetically in their truth and connecting more deeply with their sacred sensuality, because when we own all of this, we become really powerful manifestors and build our confidence, feel more worthy, which are a lot of things that a lot of women are seeking in this world today. And that's me. It's short, sweet, and simple. I have been in business for quite a while. My business has evolved. And you know, being a clinical aromatherapist, I went through all the motions in my business, from lecturing to natural beauty and having beauty products. And I've always done perfumes, but perfumes have such a direct link to the limbic system, and they work really quickly for creating powerful shifts in your mind, moods, and emotions. So, and I am incredibly passionate. As I said, I've been doing this for 28 years. So what I want is to build my network, and ideally, like everybody, is to build my client base. It's dropped off a lot since COVID, and I work a lot more with the Rich Witch currently because perfumes are a bit tricky to sell in this current environment. So yeah, so building my network, and see what else comes along, but building my network.
You mentioned that we met on Clubhouse. Have you caught up with the lady that specializes in perfumes on Clubhouse? She actually used to work for Tiffany, and now she runs her own perfumery and designs perfumes.
A lot of perfumers that are out there are not in alignment with me. Like, mine are absolutely natural, and even though a lot of perfumers call themselves natural, they're still using synthetic molecules, and I'm not really interested in the commercial world of perfumery. I do more bespoke and personalized. I do have 4 collections, but yeah, I actually ran the first, I started the first botanical perfumery event. It only ran once because I moved away, but I ran a botanical perfume event in Sydney, and it was fantastic. But it's something I've wanted to do again, but I can't at the moment. So yeah, I'm not about perfumes just being perfumes. They have a purpose. So I come from a very, very different angle than most perfumers. And as I said, there's probably less than a handful of true perfumers that are purely botanical in Australia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Paul, welcome, mate. We're just going through the introductions. So we had a little bit of a chat before you got in. It was interesting about you having an issue with the link, but I'll have to work that one out, how I could send people a direct link and not have to get to re-register again.
Yeah, you changed a lot since last week, but that's okay. I'm here and that's what counts. So I'm Paul. I'm with a company called Live Vantage. Live Vantage has a breakthrough in health and wellness. I get my words mixed up. Health and wellness with a product called Pro Tandem. And Pro Tandem reduces your oxidative stress by 30 to 40% in 2 to 3 weeks. And for those that don't understand this, well, oxidative stress is one of the major causes for aging and illness and disease. So by reducing this, it really helps prevent the aging process, illness and disease within your bodies. And yeah, so that's what I do.
I'd encourage everybody to put the contact details in the chat as well, and then everybody can save the chat at the end of the session. If you don't know how to save the chat, it's pretty easy. You just go down to where the 3 dots are at the bottom of the chat, and it will give you the option to change it. So Brenda, welcome. You got in.
Hello, thank you.
Would you like to introduce yourself? We're just going around, introduce ourselves this time, and then we'll have a question at the end after I do my bit of a spiel, asking what you want to get out of next week's networking meeting. And that's a subtle way of saying you better be here.
I will definitely be here. So hello, everybody. My name is Brenda Marie Sheldrake, and I am in Mississauga, Ontario, Canada. And I'm a business coach. I help entrepreneurs to generate more qualified leads for their business. So if you are looking to have more meetings with people who actually want what it is that you offer, who need your help, then I can help you, because I offer a variety of different events, different ways to do this, including actually I host an event called Selling on the Spot Marketplace. And at those events, you get to actually learn some new skills, practice those skills, make an offer at every event, and leave having made some money. If any of you are curious about that, right after this event this evening, I am hosting one of my events. If any of you, it's evening for me. I know it's not evening for you. But if any of you are interested, right after this event, I can invite one guest as a complimentary guest. One of you, if any of you are interested in joining me, I can give you the link and you can join me. You don't need to have any preparation because we do the training right at the event. You can see what it's like and attend for free. You would have 2 minutes to make an offer, and plus you get to meet all the people who are in the room. It gives you an opportunity if you want to bring your business to North America, if you're looking to do business with North Americans. This is my event. The reason I do this one later at night is because this is my event that's geared for Australians. So once a month, I do an event specifically where my goal is to have at least half of my audience be Australian and half my audience be North American, so that you can sell to each other. This evening, I will let you know that we're a little short on Australians. It seems that you guys are really busy in January, so I haven't been able to have a lot of people. But if any of you would like to come to check it out, just pop a message to me in the chat and I will give you the Zoom link right in the chat. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Brenda. I suppose now it's my turn. Most of you here know what I do and know me, but I'll go through it anyway. I'm Fred Gillen. I run a business called More Marketing Ideas, and that's what I do. I give businesses more marketing ideas, and I help them with any of the tech stuff to help their marketing. So I do websites, we do SMS campaigns, set up email campaigns, connect all the dots so that everything works. And that's really what I do. the other thing, obviously, I'm doing is facilitating this. I know you've got to go, Ros, don't you? No.
Yeah, I couldn't get into my yoga class. They must have closed the books. So,
Okay.
so you've
All
got
right.
me for longer today. But
Oh.
thank you though for being aware. I appreciate that.
No, that's fine.
But I do have children in the background, so I'm trying to ignore them, but occasionally I can't. So my apologies.
No, that's fine. I'm glad you're staying. So what happened, I'll give you a history about this group and how it formed and what happened. I'm in another networking group, and the lady in question was Missy Henkel, and she actually at the time promoted her coaching sessions for, this is going back to last year, for $20.21. And I thought, wow, I just like that gimmicky sound. It sounded really interesting. So I bit the bullet, and that day I actually created a group, a Facebook group called the 2021 Community. And we've got members in, and there's 90 odd members, 98 members or something in there at the moment. And we've just changed that. Now, when I did that, I made the criteria that people could come in, talk to each other, network with each other, no restrictions at all within the group. But if they had an offer, it had to have the digits 2021 in the offer. In my case, I put the offer out there that people could have 20 minutes and 21 seconds with me for $20.21. So that was my offer. I also offered something for $202.10 as well. So, and then there's a mastermind for 2,000 whatever dollars it was. So, but out of that, I got the impression that a lot of people were lacking a lot of information on the how-tos and the what-tos. So I decided to set up this group, and I decided to charge for it. So set it up as a paid group. With that in mind, I figured, well, how am I going to get people in? There's got to be a special offer of some kind. There's got to be a lead magnet. And that's all about marketing. You've got to get people enthused, engaged to grow any kind of business. So I decided, well, I'm going to charge $20.21 it was at the time, because I launched it the last week in December. So it was $20.21 to join. And I made that a 6 monthly subscription. So people could join in December for $20.21, and every 6 months they would get rebuilt. That was the concept. On the 2nd of January, that changed to went up by 1 cent. So it went to $20.22 to join. But the subscription became quarterly. So every quarter, and members that are in here now, you'll get rebilled every quarter, right? And that is grandfathered in for life. So as long as you remain a member, you will only ever get billed every quarter. On the 1st of February, that will go to bi-monthly. So people would get billed every 2 months. So people that, and again, grandfathered in. So if they join in February, they will only ever get billed every 2 months. In March, it will go to 1 month. In April, it will go to 2 weeks. And in May, it will revert to 1 week. So anybody coming in May will be paying $20.22 every week to join the meetings. And that's the concept. So we're doing the soft launch to get people in, build a network, enthuse everybody, find out what people want, which is the reason for the question earlier, and deliver what people want in this group, not what I think they want. Right? So I'm very clear about that, I could put a lot of stuff up. I've got lots of archives of information, cheat sheets, business plans, everything over the years I've collected. So I can deposit those up today in what I call the vault inside the members area. But I won't do that, because I want to deliver what people want, not what I think they want. Otherwise, it's overwhelmed. People will just see a whole heap of stuff in there. They won't know what to look at, and there's no benefit to anyone. So that's my concept of what I want to deliver. And it's pretty important that I get a lot of feedback from the members. So hence the question. What do you want to get out of the meeting next week? Ros, would you like to?
Just turning off my mute. Look, at this stage, Fred, I just need help with everything to do with marketing through digital realms. So anything you offer me is going to be great at this stage. It will become more refined as I become more refined in this area. But yeah, anything you can do, I'm really looking forward to that. I would love to see the video that you were talking about that you did with Gillian earlier.
It's inside the vault now. I put it up last night.
So
it's actually it's actually in the members area, where if you're a member of the group, which you are, right, it's actually in there on the guides as well at the moment. I will be probably removing that from there later and just putting it into the paid area, because we still have members in the group that were grandfathered in as free members, so they haven't moved over to the networking group.
Yeah.
So, but it's there now, and it's, you know, and if anybody's got any questions on that video, reach out, ask, and I'll do another video to explain it. So,
Yeah, great. Thanks.
Gillian.
Same as, pretty much the same as Roz, except I've been around, but more to learn a little bit more of the techie side of stuff, because I'm pretty not very tech savvy. And so those things for me, Fred, that you like that video that you put into the group the other day, that's just perfect for me, because I'm learning extra stuff and it's not taking me so much time to go in, and the way you present it as well just suits my style of learning. So that was it. And the other reason as well is to meet more people, kind of like out of the coaching realm a little bit, because that's where I've always played. And so I want to get to know other business owners and things like that as well, and sort of expand my growth in that area.
Okay. And Julie?
Actually the same as Roz and Gillian, getting more efficient with the technology, because I'm a creative, you know, and I procrastinate with technology sometimes, because I'm actually a hands-on learner, so I'm very kinesthetic and visual, so it can be really challenging for me trying to learn through the internet. But yeah, I'd like to really have optimized my channels and network, as I said. But yeah, and it's nice to be, you know, meet new people, because I like Jill, you know, we have a lot of the same people that we've been around for years and love them and have great rapport, but it's always good to bring in new people and build our network, but definitely the techie aspect.
So when you say the techie aspect, anything in particular?
It's more about optimizing my pages and also learning about ads, because I've tried to run them before, but it does my head and that kind of stuff. And also, I don't know if anybody is here, but I've got a massive following on Pinterest and I'm not really utilizing that, and I would love to tap into that more. I'm on Pinterest all of the time because I'm very visual, and I do it to relax because I love looking at beautiful images. So it's not uncommon for me to be on there for a little bit every day, and I actually have 104,000 followers.
Wow.
Organically. Yeah, so
wow.
I would love to utilize that for business.
I think the one thing, like with any networking, it doesn't matter what the platform is, whether it's LinkedIn, Facebook, or whatever else, it's all about engagement and call to action. Right?
Yes.
So a lot of people just put up content and they don't ask anybody to do anything. Right? So if you don't ask them to do it, they're not going to do it.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you're putting up, let's say you put up 10 posts a week or whatever it might be, well, I would certainly include one direct call to action in that last post.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Or ask questions, you know, getting, like you're saying, getting engagement and get them on your list, you know, get them all for Pinterest.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
You know, some way.
It works quite differently. So they say that it's a very different way of working on Pinterest. So I've held back a bit, but yeah, I can definitely do that. And I'm starting a podcast this year, so that's all going to go on Pinterest, which could be good. Yeah.
Yep. No, most of the platforms operate in the same way, but I mean, I'm big on the call to action. If you don't ask people to do stuff, they're just not going to do it. Right?
Yeah.
So, you know, and people say people aren't engaging. Well, they're not engaging because you haven't asked them to. You know? So.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
Paul, what would you like to get out of next week?
Okay, so mine's more the technology side of things. I'm getting frustrated trying to navigate Facebook and understand what you need to do on Facebook. With regards to the marketing aspect of that, I'm pretty happy because I got that covered with my team that I'm with. So the marketing stuff's fine, but it's it's a technical aspect of that. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
Okay, let's see what we can work out. Brenda.
Yes. Well, I think I'm echoing what everybody else is saying about anything that has to do with tech. But the other thing is I am looking to build relationships with you all so I can get to know you better so that you'll be willing to refer me to other entrepreneurs that you all know. So relationship building is something that's very important to me. I do the one-on-ones, and my intent in a one-on-one, just in case any of you do want to book a one-on-one with me, my intent in a one-on-one is to learn what it is you do and how I can help you. A lot of times in a one-on-one, I don't even end up talking about my business at all unless you ask me specific questions. I just want to hear about you and see how I can help you. So.
With that in mind about networking, and that's what this group is all about. It's all about building the referral networks for each of us, right? So we can all support each other and get our messages out there. I've set up obviously there's the Facebook group. So you could post anything in the Facebook group that you want to encourage people to connect with you. There's also a free online directory that you can post your business details up in. And if you go to that directory, and I'll put the links, I'll put a post up in the group as well about it. But it's basically it's an international directory of businesses. Like you could put your business card up there, and there's two levels. There's a free level and a featured level. Any member that posts their details up there, I will automatically, well, not automatically, I will manually upgrade it to a featured listing, which means you get a bit more exposure. And that directory, if anybody wants to have a look at it, I'll put the details in the chat. It's localbusiness.directory is the website, and you're free to put your information up there. And as I said, that's another benefit of being in the group, that I will give you a featured listing in there at no cost, as long as you remain a member. And we'll be building that out pretty heavily. There's a lot of US people are actually posting in there, their links in there at the moment, and it's getting a fair bit of traffic because I'm not sure if people are aware, but one of the things that you need to do to get from an SEO perspective is to have what they call citations around the globe on different platforms. So for example, a local business would post in any local business directory, in council directories or anything like that, and Google will see that listing, and that helps you get an authority in Google's eyes. So it gives you another tick up in Google's eyes. So the more valid listings you have on the internet, the better. And the directory has been up and running probably for a bit over 12 months now. I put it up as a free directory to help people during COVID, to help them get their business names out there. And it's getting a lot of exposure internationally and getting a lot of traffic because other agencies are seeing it as a good backlinking source for their clients. So 90% of the listings that are going up at the moment are being deposited by agencies, not by the clients themselves. So that's good for me because it actually drives traffic back to those clients and also gets us better backlinks and gives us another SEO link to our site. So, so please, if you've got a website, put the details in that listing. It will help Google give you an extra tick and raise you up in the rankings as well. It's not going to be instant, but it's another tool that helps you get there. And that's a free offering to all members. With the tech side, I will see what I can come up with regards ads that are a little bit more complicated. There's a lot in Facebook ads that you need to be aware of. I've I think I've just posted a introduction to Facebook ads in the vault, so any paid members can get access to that. And it's not mine, again, in another networking group, and there was a Zoom call the other week, and an ad expert was explaining and actually goes through how to create a campaign for a particular client. but it gives you the full rundown if you want to run an ad, how to do it, how to set up custom audiences, lookalike audiences, and other stuff like that. And it's well worth a watch if you want to look at paid advertising. Right? If you're not into paid advertising at this stage, then it's probably not something you want to watch. So we got any other questions or any other way I can help? Silence is gold.
If nobody's got anything, I've got a question for you about Facebook.
Yep.
So the optimization. So someone was talking about optimizing their profile. Yesterday I had a coaching call and the girl turned around and said, your featured photos, you've got 9 featured photos on the side. She said, select the featured photos rather than just have Facebook select it for you. So how do I select those featured photos so I can decide which photos I want there?
I'll find out for you and I'll post a video about it.
Okay.
I honestly don't know at this stage, Paul.
Because I went to YouTube and everybody's doing it on their mobile phone. I'm going, I can't do them on mobile phone. I'm too old. I won't do them on computer.
It may be. It's like Instagram. There's a lot of stuff on Instagram you can only do on the mobile, right? Even though you've got a desktop client, so it may be that it's only applicable on a mobile. So, but I'll have the answer for you by next week.
Okay.
And we'll do something on it. So that's a good question because it gives me something to do and something, valid that other people will benefit from as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it used to be that there was only one featured photo on Facebook, and they changed that because that used to be another great resource when optimizing your Facebook page, because you could click on that and take them to a link and all kinds of stuff. But they've changed that. So I'll review the featured photo setup and come up with an answer on that.
Yeah, as a Facebook group manager, one thing I do, so if you do have a Facebook group and someone wants to come in your group, is those profile pictures are really good. You can just copy the picture and check it out. If you're suspect about the actual profile maybe being a bit fake or something, for us ladies, we know we get the American widows that want to friend us. You can just
get the girls
go into Google Images and upload the photo in there, and it will tell you it'll tell you something about the photo. So it might not necessarily tell you it's a fake profile, but it may as well, because it may say, oh, this belongs to Fred Blogs, whereas you looked at the other profile and it was Paul's. Paul was claiming it to be his photo. So, yeah,
I've got one up at the moment, but with a 6-pack, which isn't quite valid, but anyway.
Yeah, but I'll go. What I'll do, Fred, is when I'm checking people's profiles that want to join the groups that I admin, I actually go through and see if I can find a photo, and if I can't find a photo of them, they just don't come in, especially in some of the groups where it's like being seen and heard.
Yeah.
Well, if you're hiding, it's not the group for you.
And it's the same with the amount of posts. I mean, I've had somebody even yesterday reach out to me wanting to, sell me leads from a business. Right? And first thing I do is go and check them out on LinkedIn and Facebook and everything else. And you go and have a look and you go, half a dozen posts, nothing about marketing. Why would I even jump to the next? Yeah. And then they say in the chat, and what do you actually do? Now, if anybody looks at my profile, if they don't know what I do, there's something wrong.
Yeah. Can I just share something too? One of the things I've stopped accepting requests for now, because I'm getting mostly coaches that don't engage and straight away try to sell to me. So I just won't accept them now. I find it very rude and unethical. So it's really not a good practice, because if I request a connection, I always write a message, and a lot of them also have a generic post that introduction and that they'll send you, and straight away you can tell. So it's really important to build the relationships, because most of the people now, pretty much, I would say 98% of them that are requesting friendships with me are all coaches, and I'm just not doing it because I've had, unless they write me a personal message saying, we've had a chat, and as Fred said, especially when they go, and what do you do? And it's like, well, say goodbye, because they haven't taken the time. And it's also another thing that I find, everybody that I accept their request, I will always write them a message and say, thank you for connecting with me. It's lovely to connect. And that's it.
Yeah, that's pretty much the same. If I connect with anyone, I'll always say, and how can I help you? Okay?
Yeah.
Julie, that thing with coaches, the coaches that I think you're connecting with are the six-figure marketeers and not actually coaches. They call themselves coaches because they're coaching you how to follow their cookie cutter to make
absolutely. I know that. That's why I check out everybody's profile. Some of them aren't even out of nappies yet, and there's no way I'd be surprised if they're making $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a month. But it's what they're trained to do, which is really sad. Yeah, but I'm just saying that because it's really important, because some people are unaware because they have coaches that tell them to do that, and they think that's what you're supposed to do, but it's not a good way to connect.
Yeah. I look at Facebook as a way to connect with people. So for me, it's about telling stories that people can resonate with people, so that they will. So as I said before, my business is about helping people to communicate better so they have less conflict in their lives. So there are stories about, where things, and it's only just starting my Facebook page, my business Facebook page. But that's the aim, is to talk about situations where people find themselves, so that they can build up a picture of who I am through my Facebook posts, rather than I want to connect with you so I can sell to you. That's not what I want.
And I use my personal page more as I don't use it for family. My family go on there and do silly things, but I used to have a public profile, but I don't anymore because I just had some awful people doing things. So now it's private, but my personal page has also always been about people getting to know who I am on an authentic level. It's not about family and friends to play on. It's purely for...
So Julie, when you say your personal page, is it actually a page or is that your profile?
Personal profile.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And then there's my business page and my two groups, but
because the issue with, and a lot of people get confused with that, like they'll say, because a page is a page, and a page is only of value if you're using paid ads, right? If you post stuff up on your page, it goes out to very limited, it gets really very limited exposure unless you're paying. Right?
I know all of that. Sorry, my personal profile, it's more about people just getting to know me and who I am. I was just saying I don't use it as a family thing. And my business page, they used to be fantastic years ago, but they're not anymore. I've kept mine and I post on it once a day, sometimes twice a day, because I still get engagement, but I mainly focus in my groups on Facebook. Yeah.
Yeah, the main thing about like, and even with, if you want to run a paid ad to boost a post or whatever, please don't use Boost, because you're just throwing money away.
Yeah.
If you're going to do ads, have a look at, setting up a basic ad through Ad Manager or Business Manager as it is now, and set up, you can still effectively boost the same post, but you do it through your Ads Manager. And you will save probably 50% of that cost.
Yeah.
Right. So because all that happens with boosting is Facebook just take your money and they try and get your business, but there's no real effort.
No. And also even, I would just love to get a handle on doing the ads. I don't do them because right at the moment, I don't think it's worth it for me, but I think it's good to know. But then the other thing is that they're consistently changing. So
Have a look at the video inside the vault.
I will.
That'll be a good exercise, and then you
Yeah.
can decide whether you want to implement it or not. Sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, Paul,
If you're trying to increase, sorry.
that's okay, Brenda, go.
If you're trying to increase your engagement on posts that you're doing, there's a group that I belong to. It's a free group to belong to. And she does these events called media engagement parties once a week. And everyone who attends will comment, and they're commenting according to, like, the algorithms keep changing exactly, but she's educated herself on what kind of things you need to do in those comments in order to be influencing the algorithms. And she teaches all of that stuff right in the session. And then everybody goes and comments on each other's posts, and that way it gets in front of more people. I've had posts stay alive for up to like 2 weeks. I've seen posts stay alive that I started in one of these media engagement events, but then it just kind of went viral after that, and more people were commenting and engaging, and the conversation was going, and it did help quite a bit. So I do that instead of using paid advertising.
Can you post a link to the group?
Yeah, I was going to say, can
in the chat,
post a link
Brenda?
in the chat, please? Yeah.
Sure.
And this is a networking of abundance, so I've got no issue supporting other networking groups.
it's all
Thank
about,
you, Fred.
I love sharing other people's businesses if it is
Yep.
in alignment with my tribe or community of people. And you'll see on often on my personal profile, I'll share other people's businesses and posts because I think that they're worth it. So I'm totally open to doing that. I think it's good. I think that's what it's all about. You know, there's plenty for everyone.
100%, absolutely 100%. Like when, people said to me, why are you starting another networking group? There's tons of them, there's hundreds out there. Why would you start one? I said, because there's hundreds out there. People need them, right?
Yeah.
If there was only one out there, nobody wants it, right? So.
And we can't all serve everybody.
Just looking at Facebook again with engagement, one of the tricks, little hacks that you can do with Facebook is obviously don't just like somebody's page or comment or whatever, give a comment because it actually helps. And don't just hit the like button, hit any of the other icons, because what happens is Facebook actually sees that you made that extra effort, however minor, and will give that a bit more clout, right? So just use, use what the heart emoji or the smiley emoji or whatever it might be, rather than the like emoji, because you've taken that other step to open up the drop out and click on that button. And obviously, when you comment, that helps the algorithm. For your own benefit, before you post, go and comment on at least half a dozen posts in any other groups, because what it does is it warms up the algorithm for you. It says, well, this lady or gent are engaging first before they're not only out there for themselves, they're actually helping other people. So let's give them a leg up too, right?
Yeah.
So warm it up, then post your post. So a couple of minor hacks there. Okay.
Yeah, I've started doing. Yeah, I remember you saying that last week, Fred, about the don't hit the like button, hit the emojis. So now when I hit the like button, it's purely so that it comes up in my feed that people have commented on it, because sometimes, especially in some of my groups that I admin to help that post stay up, keep moving to the top of the feed, I'll wait until a few people have commented, and then when the comments drop off, I'll go in and comment to bring it back up to the top, especially if it's a post of my clients and they're posting one of their offers or something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And within the group, we're talking about offers. If you have got an offer and you want to do it, post it freely in the group.
We can just post it, Fred. We don't have to check with you.
No. The thing, I'm still keeping the rule on the 2020. It's now 2022, right? Oh, the digits for 6 of the 7 days. But every Monday there'll be an offer day, and you can offer anything you like, right? So you can promote any service at any price. Doesn't matter, right? To the group.
So Monday's your offer day.
Yeah, Monday. Yeah, it's the offer day. Yeah.
No,
And that,
no.
that only started this week, so it's all evolving, as I say.
I actually have to go because I'm getting stitches out, but this has been great. I'm looking forward to joining. I'll do that when I get back home this evening. Lovely to connect and meet with you all, and I'll see you again next week. Thanks.
Before you go, Julie, just one thing. I've changed the logo if nobody's noticed, but I put a +1 in the logo.
Yeah.
Just up there. And the reason for that is I'd really love you to bring one extra person next week. And
Yeah.
that way we can grow the group. So
Yep.
it's, you know, it's the networking +1, bring one person.
Julie was my +1 this week.
Yeah. So
Well
you're
done.
covered. That's okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure how I'll go with +1s, but
Well, you know, like it's not, you could still come even if you come on your own.
oh, good.
It's all right.
Good.
But it's nice to know that we can invite someone along as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, I was on another group, and what I've decided to do is that I was going to leave it for one visit, basically for a visitor, and then they make a decision. But in another group, I don't know if anybody knows Natasha Denman, but she helps people publish books. Very, very clever lady. And when I said what I was doing, she said, you might want to open it up to two visits, because people get a feel for it the first time, come back the second time, confirms it, and then they can make the decision. Right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So they can come twice, basically. And if somebody happens to slip in a third time, do I really care? Like, it's all about building. It's all about building the network.
As far as guest spread, is it a maximum of one? Because I could have more than one person who's interested.
No.
Okay.
No, but the suggestion is bring one, but the focus is on building a group. It's not, it's not about restrictions. It's not about making rules. I'm a minimalist in that fashion. I don't believe, although I'm a project manager by trade, and I like things to be orderly and set up and usually follow a system. But the minimum rules we have in place, then the better, because it's for the betterment of everybody here. It's not just for me.
And the other thing is, Fred, that members get other perks than visitors. So I'm sure even if people came 10 times before they joined, it'd still be worthwhile because you're posting so many different videos and things to the member area.
Yeah.
So
the visitors don't get that.
no, that's right.
Right.
So
the visitors purely get access to the meeting. They don't get any of the resources we put up inside the members area. Visitors don't get access to that.
Yeah. So there you go.
I have to leave you.
Nice to meet you, Brenda.
Take
I'll
care.
see you next week.
All
Good
right.
luck
I
with
think
your
we're at the top of the
podcast.
hour anyway, so we'll probably close the meeting anyway. Thanks for joining, guys.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Fred.
everybody.
Nice to see everyone.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye. Fred, I probably won't be here next week because I think it's Australia Day, isn't it, for us?
I
Or is it
haven't got it.
Tuesday? I can't remember. If it is, it's either Tuesday or Wednesday. If it's Tuesday, it'll be fine. I'll be here. If Australian Day is Tuesday, then I'll be able to be here on Wednesday. It's just someone roped me into helping do breakfasts for the Australia Day thing.
That's okay. That's okay. Well, if it is and you're not here, we'll just fill you in anyway. So what's going on? The recordings, like this is being recorded, so the recordings will go up into the members area anyway. So you can always have a look and see if there's any hints and tips that were in that meeting and learn from that.
That's a really good idea. I like that idea.
Yep. Yeah. So like you can see the record button's going at the moment. I've just got to edit because I came in a bit early, 15 minutes early. So there's a big gap at the beginning.
Of you just sitting there twiddling your thumbs.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. Well,
great having you again.
Thanks so much, Fred.
And share the love. Let people know about it so we can get some more people in.
Definitely.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.